Hello, family, friends, and YouTube. Today I want to do an indoor...
You know what? Hold on, let me turn this down.
What exactly are those things on the front of your bike?
I was watching some of my man Go Rider One's video since I've been down with my back. And it's cold outside too. I've been catching up on my YouTube watching and just checking out, you know, some of the people in my community, which I'm talking about Gold Wings, but I like all motorcycles. I watch all the Robert Simmons and the Psycho Fanatics and, you know, Just GQ, Big Herc 80, you know, just to name a few of the content creators that I like to watch, but definitely like to watch Go Rider One, Ride Fit Nation, Kelly B Gliding, you know, Cruise Man Garage, Rich the Return Rider, who else? Boots and Jeans, of course, and Tony Reno. When you get back at, you know, I love to watch his stuff. He does some of the things that I probably won't never be able to see. Him being overseas, you know, itchy boots, just like watching stuff like that. And I had some questions. I said, doggone, let me hit my man up, Go Rider One. Since we met, we hit it off like that, man. He gets my personality, I get his. Even though he was a warden and all that, you can tell he's been around people like me for a lot of years. So I figured I'd ask him some questions, and here we go.
Of course, Slappy. We're part of the same community, same brotherhood. I'd be honored to answer any questions you have.
Y'all check out one of my old intros that I had. It's too long, I know, but that's one of my old intros I had when I first got started doing this YouTube thing about 4 years ago. Let me know how you like it in the comments. Yay!
All right. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Hey, hey, hey.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you. It's Lappydog. Show you a thing or two. You have fun now with me and all the gang, learning from each other while we do our thing.
All right, Go Rider One. When did you get your first motorcycle? You know, how old was you? Did your daddy buy it for you? What kind was it? Or did you just start off on the Go Wing?
Well, I was a young buck at that time. My first one that was actually mine was a Honda CT70. It's a little dirt bike. I was 11 years old. Gas prices were 50 cents a gallon. You know, we used to mow grass and all that. So prior to that, it was just a few little, I don't know, you call them little mini bikes or whatever, little lawnmower engines on them. But basically, you know, that was my first one. It was a dirt bike, and I was just a kid. So I had fun with it, as we all do. Looking back, I can't believe the gas prices were that.
Well, I don't really remember the gas prices like that, but I do know they high now, but that lets me know you're old. But I know one thing, no bike runs good without gas. So you got to put gas in them, and but that's pretty cool. Now, I've seen some of your pictures and what you talk about on your YouTube channel, and I know you're a sport bike guy like me. I mean, I had a ZX 12, ZX 14. Well, I started off, you know, my first big bike, I guess you call it, was a 600 Hurricane. Then I went to a 750 ZXR Kawasaki 93 model. Love that bike. Boy, you talking about doing some wheelies. I could wheelie that thing all day long. Grab the gear, hit second gear, hit third gear, and then I'm riding down the interstate on the back wheel, and then I turn around and look at you, and then come back up here. Yeah, thank God we lived through those days. But when I started getting them super bikes, I had a 05 Hayabusa. Then I went to I wrecked it doing wheelies, of course. But anyway, that's another story. And then I had a 2012 Ricky Gaston edition ZX14. So with those sport bikes you've had, what was your top speed?
Well, this one's a little different because my wife's going to watch this video, I'm sure, and discover probably this for the first time. But in 2014, I joined the 200 mile an hour club, and I went 206. And that was on a modified Suzuki Hayabusa. I had some tinkering done with it. I had to take care of the rev limiter situation, which I had a friend of mine who could do all that. And then we had to do some sprocket swap outs. And so it took off slow, but I got in there. I recorded 190, 196, 19. I did 4 passes or so. The first few passes and stuff, I was at the 190, almost 200 mark. Then I finally just said it, let's do it. You know, I had 4 passes to do this in Indiana. So that's where I had to go to do it. And I got it to 206. And that was one and done. I was done at that. But as an average person riding, once I converted the sprockets back, because, you know, I drag raced at 1.2, so you know, changing sprockets back and forth, putting wheelie bars on your bike, taking them off your bike before you're going to the drag strip versus doing top end speeds and all that. I'm sorry, Slappy. I was crazy. I would get on my 2013 Suzuki Hayabusa, and I lived at 150 to 170. It didn't matter. Whenever I got out there, I was doing it. I put power in it. That's what I got it for. I was a pocket rocket type guy, and that's what I did before I switched over to a Honda Goldwing. So I'm sure you may have seen previous videos of me talking about that. But yeah, 206. Crazy as it sounds, happened one time. 190s or so happened 3 times. 198 was the second pass or whatever, but bottom line is 206 is the top speed I've ever been, and I've only done it one time. It put me in the 200 mile an hour club, and I guess looking back at it, I'm still pretty proud of it. It's a unique club, but I wouldn't do it again, not at this age especially. But that's it, 206.
Woo, 206. Wow. You know what? I definitely understand what you're saying. I went 204 on my ZX14, had to do modifications, big sprockets, you know, just the things you do to it. Never got into any motor work. You know, I did 204, did it twice, and it was on the interstate. I know, like a dummy. But when you're young and dumb and you think you're 7 foot tall and bulletproof, you do things like that. But won't do it again. I know I probably can't even fit on the doggone them bikes now, laying on top of your daggone pecker and laying on your stomach and nah. And I tell you a short story on top of a story was when I got my 05, I had a bright idea that I was going to ride down to Bike Week doing the quote-unquote Black Bike Week. So I took off down there. I stopped in doggone Asheville, which is 2 hours away, and sat for an hour because my butt and the back, and by that time I didn't have carpal tunnel surgery. And then I had to mess around and rode another 2 hours, about a 7-hour trip. It took me about 12 hours to do 7 hours on that Busa. If somebody would have came and told me, I want to buy your bike, I'd have sold it to him right then and there and got me a bus home. That's how bad that bike hurt me. So I knew my next bike was going to be a cruiser.
Oh, I was probably in my mid-20s And I went to Illinois to visit relatives. So I guess that's a stayover. I never stayed over in the hotel. I went and seen relatives. So that was over 100 and some miles. And I did it on a pocket rocket. I did it on a FZ 600. And back then, I could ride all those miles. I could go over 100 miles all day long, not think nothing about it. But today, I wouldn't be able to be in that riding position and go 100 miles, probably, maybe 150 tops. So that was pretty much it. I went on a trip to see some relatives in Illinois, and and stayed the night and then came back. So those are my pocket rockets.
Well, that's basically an overnight trip. If you went somewhere, left your house, and then come back to the next day overnight, that's a over 100 miles overnight trip. I guess my first overnight trip, we had a little a group, motorcycle group called Alcoa Biker Brothers. And a lot of us raced, a lot of us didn't, but make a long story short, we all went to Huntsville, Alabama for Lucky 7-Eleven MC. They used to have a little field meet at the drag strip. And by that time, like I said, I wrecked my Hayabusa. So when I left the Hayabusa, I said I was going to get me a cruiser. So I got the M109. So we all rode down to Huntsville, Alabama for 2 nights and got a motel room. And that kind of put the bug in me to want to travel. Then I started putting the luggage rack, the sissy bar, things where I could strap clothes and whatever I needed onto the sissy bar. And but that's great, man. I mean, you know me, I love them daggers. And that leads up to my next question. How do you like or love motorcycle road trips? I call them bikeations. I got that word from Boots and Jeans Riders.
Well, that's a little difficult to answer there, Slappy, because like and love road trips, as you know, I've only had a 2024 Honda Goldwing. You know, I bought it in May of 2024. I'm still building myself up to these road trips. Just like you, I have a Hannigan trailer. I'm pumped and ready to go, but as far as I really been or any kind of trip I've really been on is I went to Texas twice, you know, down with Cruiseman and them. So I went down there twice. I just got back this October, so a little over 30 some days ago, 40 days ago, whatever. But that's it. I haven't really got out there and did my road trip stuff yet. I got all the toys for it. I got everything I need. I got my camping gear like we talked about. I got all of it. I just ain't done it. So I can't tell you if I like or love road trips yet because I ain't been on one. So I'm going to have to get back with you on that one. My first road, it'd probably be with you. I don't know, but right now I have to get back with you on that one.
Yeah, get back with me on that one, man. Hey, that would be my pleasure. I'd love to take you on a good road trip, man. I never did drugs. I've never been a drinker. I don't drink. And just kind of a adrenaline junkie. But that's my drug of choice. Riding motorcycles. A crackhead ain't got nothing on the addiction when you get on these motorcycles. And I'm not really much into trying to customize it, make it flash or whatever. I pretty much buy what I want to buy, the color and everything with it. Now I may add things to it to make it comfortable. People call that customizing. And a lot of things that I have on this 2025, shout out to Gold Strike. I am an affiliate, so links down below. But that's the most I've ever did things to a bike that wouldn't basically for comfortability. But with the Gold Strike, you know, you want to be seen. And those lights and things that blink and flash and illuminate, you know, safety. But anyway, I love it. I love to take you on a road trip, bro. And camping is a must.
Well, a dream trip, that'd be something to think about because I think right now at this stage, any trip I go on is a dream trip. I ain't been nowhere.
What?
I ain't been nowhere.
Okay.
So once I start going places, I want to see the rocks. I want to see the desert. I want to see the cactus and all that stuff. I ain't technically lost nothing in California, but I want to see some of the things in California. But I'm more of a country man, mountains and stuff like that. I like that kind of scenery. I want to go see some big red rocks and mountains in Arizona, things like that. But I ain't no beach person. So if I say what's my dream trip or something like that, I'm probably going to lean with something in Colorado and the Arizona, and I'm definitely going to do the Dakotas. I'm going to get up there around the Dakota and stuff like that. I travel on vacations and stuff like that with family and stuff to Canada and things like that. I don't want anything really up the East Coast. Nothing. I don't think there's not a lot that would interest me. I don't want to ride into New York or nothing. So, and I'm not a big fan of the West Coast other than seeing those big trees that they have and maybe taking a picture of the Hollywood sign. But I mean, I ain't got nothing for that side of the country. Technically, there's nothing I want to see that I dream about. I'm probably going to be, in the middle of the country type person. I want to go to the Dakotas, and I don't want to go during Sturgis or, during the bike rallies or something, but I think probably something up to the Dakotas, North Dakota, South Dakota. I don't think there's anything in Wyoming other than very long roads and very little communication, so I'm not sure if I want to go that way. But right now, to answer your question, I guess anything I go on will be a dream because it'd be something I ain't seen. And I'm ready to see stuff.
Well, you know what? That was put together real good because all those places that you're talking about, I've seen. But judging by your tan, your glowing skin, I thought you was a beach person. Anyway, if you know how me and Mac talk, we can talk like it. So, but I love the beach. So I mean, California is also. I've been to Sequoias. What's that? Golden Gate Bridge, and went down Pacific Coast Highway. I did that last year by myself, and riding down that doggone coastline, man. It's almost like I was on a movie set. Now, as far as the East Coast, there's a lot to offer. New York is a wonderful place to travel. I've been through New York City. Just say I done it, but I wouldn't do that again if I had to. But New York City is something different, man. It's too much for me. But New York State, oh my Lord have mercy, it's awesome up through there. But that East Coast, Bar Harbor, Maine, all them places up there, if you can get through that traffic at a decent time, and you're like me, so we like to ride at night, cut through that while everybody sleep. And that makes your trip a whole lot better. But camping and hitting them back roads and the Dakotas and Colorados, ooh, Lord have mercy. Now you're talking my language.
Well, I can't really say any particular trip because I'm just now getting into this Go Wing thing. So I'm not a world traveler like you, Slappy. I ain't been all over the place. So has there been a journey and maybe even an incident that made me question my bike riding or make a major change in the way I ride or anything like that? I would have to go back to, when I had my FZ600 and, my drag racing days. Well, I was in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and I was trying to test my air shifter. For those of you drag race, you may know that, but had an air shifter, and I was in third or getting ready to switch to fourth or one or the other, but I was at 113 miles an hour. and I was on this back country road because I was just testing and tuning like we always do to get ready for the drag strip. And I wanted to get this air shifter dialed in right on the money, and I wind up going on this country road, and as soon as it was dusk, and as soon as the road changed from blacktop to pavement, I didn't know it because the blacktop was the same color blacktop was the same color as the gravel. And the moment I was getting ready to I hit the button, and as soon as I hit the button, I just rolled into the across the gravel. And for those people that are familiar with air shifters, it takes the back wheel to jump start the bike as you're rolling. So as soon as you do that, you shut your engine down for like a millisecond. Well, when my engine shut down for a millisecond, I hit the gravel at the exact same time, which caused me to, I guess, just say to cause me to go into a slide a little bit, and I wound up losing control, and I crashed at 113 miles an hour. I got lucky because when I wound up in the ditch and stuff down around that curve, that I didn't hit any of the trees that were off to the side, but I shattered, my jack. I didn't hurt my bones. I got a bunch of bruises. I was picking gravel out of my body for days. I had it everywhere. Did I learn a lesson from that? Yeah. Biggest lesson I've ever learned in my life had to do with that bike, actually, the FZ600. That's where I learned about wet leaves and curves, because I wind up in a person's yard, but I got lucky. I was able to navigate through that, stay up, and go through 3 or 4 people's yards, and then get back onto the road. So that worked out okay. The one in Goodlettsville, when I was testing out the air shifter, that didn't work out for me. I tumbled, I went sideways, it bit, and the bike flips, sideways. I did over and over and over and over, and I learned a valuable lesson then. Now some of you are going to think, well, the lesson that he learned was don't speed and don't do extra. No, the lesson I learned was know the road you're on before you do anything stupid. So I didn't know the road I was on. I thought it was just going to all be just blacktop, gray blacktop. I had no idea that it was going to go into a curve. I didn't know that, and I did not know that it was going to immediately change from asphalt to gravel. And I learned my lesson. I know I still speed after that. Don't get me wrong, I still speed. But I did learn a lesson to not do anything stupid on a road that you have not taken at least one pass on. Be familiar with your road that you're going to do something stupid, like I was. Get familiar with the road. So nothing has ever detoured me from wanting to ride. No experience. I don't care if I ever got caught in the rain or anything like that. Nothing have I ever had, including crashes, prevented me from not wanting to ride a bike. Bike's in your blood. You're going to want to ride. I just think that we got smarter. We got more cautious. To this day, I am very cautious about anything slick. I know in some of my videos, you may have heard me say it myself, Slappy. I mean, you've heard me talk, and I'll tell you in a minute, watch out for the painted lines on the road, especially when it's wet. I learned when I went to Texas, watch out for cobblestones and stuff like that, because I had a little cobblestone incident before, but that was just a crosswalk cobblestone. Then to Texas, I mean, they have a whole road in Fort Worth of cobblestone. So I'm very cautious about slipping. I don't want to slip. And I learned a real valuable lesson about leaves when I hit wet leaves on a curve. So I'd have to say the crash that happened in Goodlettsville on that gravel road and wet leaf incident, those are the two main things that altered my consciousness to where I was more careful when it comes to not sliding or slipping and not being stupid without first checking out the road. It's a long way to answer your question, Slappy, but that's the best I could do on that one.
Well, you answered it, doggone it. And that was a good story. But lessons all learned. I mean, you got to know what road you're on. I know all about them air shifters. Never had one, but I rode a couple of buddies' bikes that had them. And when they daggum hit gear, boy, they hit hard. That's one reason why I like this DCT on this 2025. You know, it's almost like that, man. I mean, especially with the BT Moto, it's boom, boom, boom. I mean, you're in the gear, and no lag. It's almost like it's thinking for you. And I ride the Dragon and all that. And I tell a lot of people, they always say, well, I don't like the Dragon. They got fools on the Dragon, and they do. And they got a lot of people on that, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. But I live down here, so back to what you're saying, knowing the road, I know that road. I know it very well. I don't know all the people on the daggum road, but I do know the road. And, you know, I know where to hit the curves and all that kind of stuff. So I used to go through there really, really fast on several different kinds of motorcycles and never had an incident on the tail. But every time I had an accident, never had a crash, never had a boom crash, but I've had wrecked. But every time I've done it, I was acting a fool. So, lesson learned on that, you know, don't act a fool or get a bike that won't let you act a fool on it. But, man, I enjoyed this. This was awesome.
Now, Slap, if you don't mind, I have a couple questions that I'd like to ask of you. And one, with your experience, and we know that you travel this entire country and you've got some serious road experience. What advice do you have for people like me related to pulling a trailer all over the country? I'm still new to it. I'm still new to backing it up and learning how to do all that stuff. But, you know, what's some of the tips and tricks that you can recommend for people that pull a trailer, long distances? I mean, cross country.
Man, let me think about that for a minute. That's an awesome question. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that. People ask me about these trailers, and they say, man, I don't need no trailer. I don't need no trailer. You actually don't need a trailer to travel. When I got mine, they looked so good, and I was real specific because, man, you got the both one Hannigan GL trailer. I was specific on what kind of trailer that I wanted. And everywhere I would look for a used trailer, you couldn't find one. So I had to bite the bullet like you did and buy a brand new one. Now, I know I got the right doggone trailer now because I got over 75,000 miles. I got more miles on my trailer than most people have on their daggone motorcycles, right? So the 12-inch tires was a must. You know, I know they got the Bush Tech with the long ones, with the 16, what they say 1-to-1 ratio and all that, but I didn't want no bicycle tires. And they work. I mean, no knock on them. They work. I just wanted something that's going to be user-friendly because if I did get it flat, and I do carry a spare for my trailer, that I got a spare, you know, but I can get a tire anywhere. Harbor Freight, Lowe's, anywhere. You sell 12-inch tires. But, man, this pulling that trailer is really simple. People say, I don't know what's back there. Well, you need to know what's back there because when you're changing lanes, making curves, you know, turning, you're parking, you know, I'm a truck driver, so backing it up ain't no problem. But parking in truck driver terms was always try not to park. And what that means is try to find something you can pull in, you know, and not have to go somewhere where you got to back in all the time. Or if you got to back out of it, well, you can see because your trailer's going to be longer than the car. So if you start backing out, the car's coming out of the parking lot, you won't see them coming, and you might get hit. So, man, like you said, that tag along is like a WeGo. Wherever that gonna go wind goes, that trailer's gonna go right along with it. And I asked Kelly B, he was laughing and was like, man, I can't believe you pulling that daggum trailer, you know, like that. You know, we running 75, 80, 85 miles an hour, and I'm going through the back roads and hitting them curves with that swivel. And he was like, man, it's like you ain't even got a trailer back there, man. It don't slow nothing down, you know, but you get to carry way too much shit when you got a trailer. but a lot of stuff we need. I always carry a camping situation in there. One day I'm gonna do a thing on my trailer, but I always carry a sleeping bag, and I don't pack a lot of crazy clothes. But my whole thing was I pulled one to Alaska. My whole thing was when I got off the bike and went to a restaurant, everything that I'm carrying clothes-wise and everything can fit in my trailer. That's my helmet, my jacket that I don't want to carry around with me, because a lot of times when we go to these national parks or somewhere, we get off the bike, so we want to do a little stroll, walk around. You don't want to be carrying your helmet, your jacket, or you don't want to leave it on your bike for somebody to take it. The next thing you know, now you're in trouble. So the only time that I ever really felt my trailer is when you go into a valley. And that cobblestone, that's a whole nother topic. We can talk about that all day. And don't let it be that cobblestone be wet. Woo! But going into a valley, you hit a road and it kind of dips like that. Sometimes you kind of feel it tug you a little bit, but other than that, man, you're fine. Turn your daggone, you can't take a wide enough turn, making a right-hand turn, unless you turn the oncoming traffic. But love it. Love it!
Slappy, you and I have known each other for a minute, and one thing I can tell people for sure is you're the same person on camera as you are off camera. But what is it about YouTube and the social media thing that you like the most? I mean, we have viewers, we share a lot of viewers, actually, you and I both. What is it about the viewers and the meet and greets and things like that that you value the most?
Woo, boy, Go Ryder 1, you sure got some good questions. Man, I tell you what, when I went to Alaska and came back, I stopped in Beale Street when they were still doing a bike week on Wednesday. I guess they still do, I'm not sure. But when they was doing that, a lady walked up to me. She said, "I think I know you." I said, "How you doing?" "I'm Slappy." She said, "You're Facebook famous." And I just started laughing. I said, "Dago." But I was always known to put stuff on Facebook. I never had any kind of a idea about doing a YouTube channel, and didn't even want the headache and all that. But I've always had a video camera in my hand. Back when I used to go to the Freaknik of back in the days, if you know what the Freaknik is. But anyway, back when my granddaddy was still with us, and my Aunt Connie and my mom and dad, I go somewhere and they ask me who went, who was there, where'd you go, what'd you see, what'd you do? And I would do little stuff on Facebook. I was like, well, shoot, I started putting it on YouTube. But when I first came on YouTube, that's when I used to ride with Chris Caliente, if you're familiar. I was riding with Teaspoon and Chris Caliente, and I rode with that group for a little while, and I would give him my videos. I was like, man, shoot, here's some content if you want to chop it up and throw it up on your channel, man. This is what I did when I went to New York and all that. So I gave all my content to him, and he would kind of do his thing with it and stuff like that. But sometimes people come in your life for a reason. Sometimes they come in your life for a season. So our season was up, and I was like, man, you know what? I just kind of took up, started doing YouTube, and man, some of them videos when I first put them out there was terrible. Did you hear me? Ooh, I couldn't stand to watching my damn self. I'm like, eeh. But anyway, time went gone, and I like to think I got better, but started getting a little bit better. Then people started recognizing me. But what you just said is the ultimate compliment that anybody could give me, is when they say, man, you act just like you do in them videos. And I'm like, man, I don't know how to act. You get a lot of some of these people on YouTube, man, when you meet them, they are not who you think they are. You know what I'm saying? And then I've been disappointed a few times by how people act and treat you, and not make it a Harley versus Goldwing thing. I'm sitting here watching your channel. Oh, what you ride on? What you ride on? Oh, I got a Goldwing, man. I've been following your channel for years. Like, Goldwing, kind of, but anyway, enough about that. But that's the ultimate compliment, man, bro. I appreciate that, man, because I want to be authentic. I like to show people what I'm doing, that you can do it. You know, being a big guy, riding on a gold wing, you can modify these bikes to do what you want to do and ride them. Been a guy with back issues, I'm still going to keep riding. I'm still going to keep doing my thing. Sometimes I may not do it as hard as most, you know, but I can do it better than most and have done it with back issues, and then we just work through it. But that was an awesome question, bro. I appreciate that.
Now, my third and final question, Slappy. If you had to start from the very beginning of all your motorcycle journeys and all of your travels that you have already experienced, and you have a new person like me just have a Gold Wing for a year, or those that just bought a Gold Wing this year have never toured, never traveled, or any of that stuff, what are the places that you would recommend right off the bat? Top 2 or 3 places that they need to go right off the bat.
Top 2 or 3 places to go right off the bat. Wow. Whew. I guess my top 2 places that I've been 5 or 6 times. I've been to Key West 5 times. Maybe 6. I think it might be 6 times. It's a no-brainer, depending on where you live, of course. It's a no-brainer to go down there, you know, pick and choose when you're going to go through that Miami traffic and all that. But to ride down that doggone those bridges and through those little towns and to hang out and eat at Sloppy Joe's and get you whatever you want to eat on. Key West is my ideal trip. Now, when I did it, I did a circle, you know, go to Daytona for Biketoberfest, swing through Miami, check it out, and then go down to Key West. Then when I would come back up, I would come all the way back up on 27 or some of the second main roads. I like back roads. Niagara Falls. I've been to Niagara Falls 5 times. I've been through there every which way you could go, through New York, through Detroit, you know, come through on a ferry boat. Niagara Falls is an awesome trip. You know, you want to have a destination that you're going to ride and get there, and then you want to go and enjoy, you know, a day or two at Key West or Grand Canyon. Can't go wrong. But now, I'm going to give you 4. Colorado, Pikes Peak, Independence Pass. I did that again this past July. My Colorado's is my go-to trip, especially in July. I love it out there, man. We was on them daggum back roads for about 3 days. Didn't touch the interstate, man. With a good group of 2 or 3 guys, me and you feel the same way about groups. I got a daggum video coming out talking about my worst group ride coming up. Probably, it might be already out. But Colorado is my favorite. And you know, if I see a piece of water, I'm jumping in it. I don't give a damn if it's a glacier water, a river, a lake, you know, as long as it's clean, I ain't got no, you know, but I'm jumping in that bad boy. I'm a water dog. Rest in peace, water dog. I'm going to throw another one out there. Big Bend, Texas. Love it out there, boy. Man, you get out there, it's rural. You better have some gas with you. You better have some good sense to know where you're going. And then when you get down there to that Big Bend National Park, take your time and see it, and it is beautiful. Talking about those red rocks you like so much. You're going to see them there. God almighty. Boy, you get me fired up out here, man. That was a little Q&A with Gold Rider 1. I had fun doing this video. Appreciate it, Gold Rider 1. I did one with Sensei, and I just, you know, got some questions, you know, kind of individual questions that's in my mind because I'm sitting at the house right now. I haven't worked in 4 months, so I got a lot of time on my hands, but hopefully this back surgery will come soon enough and we'll go ahead and get you some more riding content and get back on that super slab. I'm gonna let you know and bring you guys along with me for the comeback. I'm finna get back on that bike. I got to get back to work, and so I can make some money to feed my family and take care of everything. But if you look at these 2 pictures right here, this is back in the day. One reason why I bought that GL 1800 was my son Tank, my baby boy Tank, rode with me quite a bit. Let me get out of your way. Rode with me quite a bit, so That's us on the tail of the dragon. I used to take him everywhere with me, and you know, I wanted the F6B when they first came out, because I bought that bike in 2013 as a leftover model, and that's when the F6Bs came out. But I knew I was still riding him and then the old lady every now and then, so I wanted to make sure they were secure and all that. Still got that bike in the garage with 120,000 miles original clutch. But you know, watching some of these videos, and I want to kind of reach out to a few people that we all know that, you know, I watch and you may watch yourself, but if not, give old Go Rider 1 a daggone subscribe. Real cool cat, man. You know, shout out to Sensei, Go Rider 1, Kelly B Gliding, Boots and Jeans, Cruise Man, Big Herc 80, shit, Two Wheels for Fun. You get to naming people, you miss somebody, then you mess around and offend somebody. But man, this year has been one crazy year. If you ain't familiar with it, check it out, man. I mean, I'm gonna stop this video right here, because that's a whole nother video. We could talk about how my 2025 went. And man, let me know if y'all like this kind of content. And because I'm gonna bring some, I want to talk to Kelly about some things. I got some questions for him. I got some questions for Cruise Man. Cruise Man, if you check this out, man, I'm gonna wave a hand at you. Robert White, hey. F6B Adventures, I like to get your story, even though, man, you got a personal connection. We talk every now and then, but you know, I got some questions for you, and a few more. So if you're on YouTube or not, I may reach out to you on Facebook and see if I can get a few little interviews with you in this kind of format, if you don't mind being on YouTube, and you know, chop it up, making it fun. All right, you guys, this video's gone on long enough, but I enjoyed this one, y'all. This is old Slap Dog, and I am outside. I'm in the house, chilling. It's warm. And I'm on the road back to recovery. As soon as I have my surgery, I will put that up before I have it, man. And I appreciate all the prayers. Y'all looking out for this boy. This old Slap Dog. I ain't done yet. If you was wondering of all the things that I have on my bike, Darkness, my 2025 Honda Golden Wing, here they are. Links are down below. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hey, thanks for watching another episode of Slappy Adventures. Please like, share, and comment. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hey, stay tuned for more videos like this.